You can get the cards you need for today's Budget Magic deck and support the show from this episode's sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to Guilds of Ravnica Standard for a deck I am incredibly excited for. This is a deck that kind of walks the line between a ramp deck and a combo deck, or actually, I guess it's a ramp deck with a combo finish, and this deck, it might seem slightly familiar. So the inspiration for this deck came from last week's Against the Odds, where we played against someone who was playing something somewhat similar with a lot of the same pieces, and it looked really cool, even though we did end up beating our opponent, but it looked cool enough that I was like, alright, I'm going to try to build something like this. So this is a deck I'm calling Overflowing Omniscience, basically ramping into a super sweet combo. As you can see, $86 in the paper world, 23 ticks on Magic Online. So a pretty decent price for a really unique, super fun, and fairly competitive deck. A quick reminder before we break down Overflowing Omniscience for Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Overflowing Omniscience. Starting with our ramp. To really break down this deck, we just gotta kind of walk through what the deck is trying to do, and in the early turns, the answer is ramp, 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 ramp. We're actually trying to get up to 10 mana, which is a lot of mana, so we start things off on turn 1, on turn 2, with Llanowar Elf and Elfim Druid. So just creatures that make an extra mana. Elfim Druid can make 2 extra mana for kick spells. We do have 1 spell with kicker that is sometimes relevant, but really, these are just early game creatures that start getting us into our mid game a little bit faster. And our mid game is more ramp. Grow from the Ashes, Circuitous Root, oh my god, and Gift of Paradise. So these are cards that just add more mana. Grow from the Ashes is the one card that works really well with Elfim Druid. If we play Elfim Druid on turn 2, turn 3 we can kick a Grow from the Ashes, which gets us up to like 7 mana or something on turn 4, which is a really fast ramp start. Root just gives us a way to tutor up 2 basics, not playing any gates in the deck, and then 1 Gift of Paradise, a little bit weak right now because lots of people are playing Vivian and Varaskas and incidental ways to blow up enchantments, but as a one-off, gains us a little bit of life, does a bit of ramping. So this is our ramp package, but what are we ramping into? And that's where the deck gets really fun. So our primary ramp target is Omniscience. So Omniscience, 10 mana enchantment, makes it so you can cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. And this is combo piece number 1. The idea of this deck is we play Omniscience and we just win the game without letting our opponent take another turn. So let's say we do all our ramping, we get down on Omniscience. The next piece of the puzzle is Overflowing Insight. This is combo piece number 2, just draw 7 cards for 7 mana, although if we have down Omniscience, we're drawing 7 cards for free, and the power of Overflowing Insight is when you consider all of the ramp cards that are pulling lands out of our deck, once we get to the point of the game where we have down an Omniscience and we have an Overflowing Insight, we're often able to just cast Overflowing Insight, draw 7, including another Overflowing Insight, to draw 7 more, to draw another Overflowing Insight, and essentially just draw our entire deck in one turn. The other cool thing about Overflowing Insight is if we don't have Omniscience, since it's only a 2-of, we can use it to find it. We ramp up to 7 mana, just cast an Overflowing Insight, maybe on turn 4 or something, to draw 7 cards, hopefully find our Omniscience, and set up the combo in the future. So let's assume we got our Omniscience, we got our Overflowing Insight. The next piece of the puzzle is 2 copies of Nexus of Fate. So Nexus of Fate, we're not really looking to go infinite. We're not a Nexus of Fate combo deck, but to really combo off and kill our opponent with Omniscience and Overflowing Insight without letting our opponent untap, we do need to take an extra turn most of the time. So the idea is we are going to play Omniscience, draw our entire deck with Overflowing Insight, cast a Nexus of Fate to get an extra turn, and then the final piece of the puzzle is Gaea's Blessing. So Gaea's Blessing is a weird card. Basically, we are using it as pay 2 mana, or cast it for free with Omniscience, really, to shuffle 3 cards from our graveyard into our library and draw a card. So once we draw our entire deck, we're going to have just a handful of cards left in our library. The idea is we use Gaea's Blessing, copy number 1, to put Overflowing Insights back in our deck. 3 copies of Overflowing Insight. And then, instead of drawing more cards, because we would deck ourselves, we're going to start forcing our opponent to draw cards, because Overflowing Insight says target player draws 7 cards. So we shuffle 3 Overflowing Insights back into our deck, make our opponent draw cards, so they're slowly eating through their deck, and then we're going to find our second Gaia's Blessing, which puts Overflowing Insight, and Gaia's Blessing back in our deck. So then our deck is essentially just going to be a pile of Nexus of Fates, Overflowing Insights, and Gaia's Blessing. So we know as we're taking these extra turns and drawing extra cards, those are the cards we're drawing. So if we need to, we can take another extra turn, we draw our Overflowing Insight, target our opponent, make them draw 7 more cards. Then we draw our Gaia's Blessing, put Overflowing Insights back into our deck, along with the other Gaia's Blessing, draw another Overflowing Insight, make our opponent draw more cards. So the end result is, before our opponent ever gets to untap, we are essentially going to mill them out of the game with Overflowing Insight. Overflowing Insight turns into like this weird burn spell where we are not dealing damage, but we're dealing damage in the form of making our opponent draw cards. Since they never get to untap, after we cast like 6-ish Overflowing Insights, our opponent's going to have drawn their entire deck and just die to drawing on an empty library. So that is what we're trying to set up. Omniscience, Overflowing Insight, we draw our entire deck. Nexus of Fate for an extra turn, start looping Gaia's Blessings with Overflowing Insights, and extra turn spells in between if we need to make our opponent draw their entire deck with Overflowing Insight and win the game. The other pieces of the deck, we have one Pelakka Worm, basically just a life gain spell against aggro. We're not really planning on winning by beating down. It's our only non-ramp creature in the entire deck, but it is a way we can gain 7 life and put a big body on the battlefield. For staying alive, River's Rebuke is like Super Fog. We don't really have removal because we're in blue and green, but River's Rebuke just makes our opponent pick up all of their stuff. Normally takes them a couple of turns to really rebuild, and then by that time, maybe we've drawn another River's Rebuke because we're drawing 7 cards. So this just slows our opponent down long enough that we can actually get our infinite card draw combo online. In the mana base, Arch of Araska, Memorial to Genius are really important to the deck, so once we get down to just a few cards in our library, we really want to wait to draw extra cards. We have an Omniscience, so we can cast everything for free, but we need to keep drawing those Gaia's Blessings and Overflowing Insights to kill our opponent. So by this point, we probably have at least 1 or 2 Arch of Araskas and 1,000,000 mana on the battlefield. So that's allowing us to draw a couple extra cards each turn, plus we can start cashing in Memorial to Genius. So we're essentially drawing our entire deck each turn, because we're only going to have like 4 cards left in it or something, and it's going to just be those Overflowing Insights and Nexuses and Gaia's Blessing. So we just draw cards each turn with those cards, keep targeting our opponent, taking the extra turns with our Nexus of Fate until our opponent finally dies. The rest of the mana base, only 1 dual land, a bunch of basic lands. That's because our land-based ramp spells only get basics, and we don't want to run out of lands to get. So lots of forests, because that's where our ramp is, a few islands to cast our big blue spells. In the sideboard for aggro, Root Snare and Sleep give us more fog effects to slow down aggro decks, Pelakka Worm for the life gain. For control, we have Negates, Disdainful Strokes, and an uncounterable card drawing Nezahal, and then Silent Gravestone to shut down graveyard decks. And that is Overflowing Omniscience for Standard. And that's our budget magic deck for this week. So I'm excited for this one. It looks a little bit weird, it looks a little bit janky, but man is it cool. It is kind of like a Storm deck in some weird way, where you're just trying to like stay alive, ramp, and set up this game-winning combo, and it is really fun, and it works better than you would imagine looking at it on paper. So I'm excited to show it off. Let's get to the gameplay so you can see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up.
All right, budget magic time. We are looking to wombo combo off with blue-green ramp in Standard, and we're going to give this a go. We only got 2 lands. I mean, we need 1 land to get to go from the Ashes, and 1 more gets us to Root, and then we can start doing things. All right, Hinterland Harbor, go. I mean, at least that gets us to our River's Rebukes, which probably going to be good. Are we up against Mono Green? All right, we're up against Golgari. Well, we don't have any creatures for our opponent to kill, which, that's something. Well, there's a Midnight Reaper. The clock is on. Opponent passes. Well, play an island. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we got to do something here. So we're going to go from the Ashes, get an island, pass the turn. I mean, in this matchup, we basically got to tempo our opponent out is the main plan. So draw cards, ramp. Hopefully the fogging effect of River's Rebuke can keep us alive. And then combo off. Opponent hits us. Yup. Down to 16. Goes exploring. Find Finality, mills it. Land tapped. Well, island and island. Play a forest, pass the turn. So we take the hit here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Down to 10. And then we're probably going to have to Rivers Rebuke this turn. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Down to 10. Yep. Branch Walker. Explores. Forest. Plays a forest. And passes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dare we wait another turn is the question. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So close. I'm actually not sure. In Magical Christmas Land, we draw 2, we hit a land, we ramp. Oh man, alright. Yeah, we're going to be greedy. Chemister's Insight. Field of Ruin. Root. Land. Pass the turn. So we are dropping almost to our death, but not quite. And now we have 4, 8, 9, 10 mana. So we can actually Rivers Rebuke and draw cards. Down to 2. Land. Opponent passes. Elfin Druid. Well, let's start with drawing 2. Oh god. That's what we wanted. Rivers Rebuke our opponent. Pass the turn. And now we should... There's a pretty good chance that we have it. We have exactly 10 mana. Our opponent's going to spend their mana rebuilding their board. Then we have Omniscience, Overflowing Insight, Nexus of Fate. So hopefully we just win from here. Jade Light Ranger, sure, goes exploring. All right, let's see if we can actually win from here. Overgrown Tomb, untapped, and Llanowar. All right, opponent's tapped out, and now's the time for us to do our thing. So step 1, let's Omniscience. Step 2, Nexus of Fate, extra turn. Step 3, Overflowing Insight, draw some cards. Cast a Palaka Worm. Cast some ramp. Grow from the ashes. Get a land out of our deck. Chemister's Insight. With Omniscience. An opponent! They've had enough! Blue-green ramp! Doing its thing! Doing exactly its thing. Alright, against this deck, we can go down Gift of Paradise for Root Snare. Go down... something else for Root Snare. Is it Palaka Worm? Let's go down Palaka Worm for Root Snare. And try it like that. The deck is so sweet when it works. Oh, it is so sweet when it works. Alright, on to game 2. Let's do it again. Let's do it. Aww. Magic gods. Yeah, alright. No lands. Well, we got lands. We got them all. Definitely keeping Chemister's Insight. Well, we'll see. Opponent's going to have Duresses now, I assume. Or Llanowar Elves. Forest, Goo. I mean, we get to be on the play for game 3, which is nice. Opponent. Oh boy, fast start. Jade Light. Mills Vraska's Contempt. Good choice. Vraska's Contempt, not good against us. Opponent. Another Jade Light. And to a Duress. Good golly. This is not what we were hoping for. Whew. Memorial. Go. That's just such a fast clock. Opponent Duresses us. I don't even know if we live... Well, Alright, they take Rivers Rebuke. Play a tap land. Get in with everything. Well, play Hinterland Harbor. Root. Island. Well, we're going to have to top deck something. Opponent gets in. Maybe we should have brought in some of the sleeps, too. Down to 1. Woodland Cemetery. Opponent passes. Gaia's Blessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we can Gaia's Blessing. Not going to put any cards back. Just cycle it. Yeah. Chemister's Insight? Yeah, we're just dead. Llanowar. Yep. Alright. On to game 3. That's about as fast of a start as a Golgari deck can have. So, sometimes you just chalk it up to the fast start. Let's go up 1 sleep, too, for 1 Chemister's Insight. Try it like that. We get to be on the play. Hopefully we have just a fast hand. When we get our ramp going, it's hard for this deck to keep pace. We get to play first. Well, all right, we'll try it. We have some somewhat fragile ramp. Opponent's going to 6. Island, go. Opponent, swamp, and duress. All right. Well, I'm assuming they take our ramp spell. Yep. Opponent passes. Play Hinterland Harbor, play Elfim Druid, pass the turn. We're doing it the hard way. Woodland Cemetery. And a Branchwalker goes exploring into a forest. Opponent passes. Land? Root. Well, play Llanowar Elves, play Elfim Druid, pass the turn. So we're up to 5 mana, assuming nothing goes wrong. Seeker Squire goes exploring. Opponent, Memorial, gets in. Well, we'll take it. Yep. Down 18. Tap land. And passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. We can go all in on our ramping. So kick a Grove from the Ashes. Island and Forest. Lands come into play on tap, so now we can root Island and Forest. Pass the turn, hope our opponent doesn't have a duress. If they don't have a duress, we get to draw 7. And that should set us up for the following turn to hopefully go off. Or at least do something. Opponent gets in, hits us. No duress, no duress. Fine broker. That is fine. Duh. Well, yeah, draw 7. Play a forest. And yeah, let's just pass. No attacks. Discard a forest. We might just fog here. Swamp. Opponent. Well, we can take 5. Let's just block here and take 5. Down to 10. Vivian Reed. Takes up. Man, come on, Omniscience. Opponent passes. Oh my god, that is Omniscience. All right, I think we win. At least there's a high chance of winning. Play Omniscience. Overflowing Insight. Llanowar Elves. Gaia's Blessing. Overflowing Insight, Overflowing Insight. Into Overflowing Insight. Extra turn? No. Well, get a land. Get a land. Llanowar Elves. Llanowar Elves. Chemister's Insight. We really just want an extra turn spell. Well, Overflowing Insight's fine. Overflowing Insight. Ah, there's the Nexus is. Nexus of Fate. Nexus of Fate. Random Dork. Play a land. Has our opponent had enough? Is this a scooping? That's a scooping! And that's blue-green ramp! Woo! Oh man, this deck! Oh, it's so sweet! It's so sweet! Combo them off! Omniscience! It's standard! Whoo! Oh boy. Alright, we'll take it. Sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing, oh my god, no lands! That's not the name of the deck. But maybe it will be after this game. Blue-green ramp in standard. This hand is interesting. I mean, we have our Omniscience. That'll be insane in 10 mana or so. I mean, it is our best combo for just closing out the game. Opponent. Tanking it up. Alright, opponent. Seems to have returned. Memorial Genius, go. Opponent. Island. And passes. Well, Forest. Go. Oh boy. Counters. Is it counter central? Ooh, Mountain. Jeskai A. Treasure map. Oh, play Elfim Druid. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Opponent. Upkeep Scries. With the treasure map. And shocks. Alright. I'll play an island, and yeah, let's get our ramp on. Root, island, and forest. Up to 6 mana. So we're getting closer. Opponent. Upkeep Scries. Looking for them lands to the top. So I'm assuming it's a land or a way to find a land. Yeah, opt is a way to potentially find a land. Opponent finds a land. and passes. We draw forest. We'll play the forest. Yeah, I mean, Palaka Worm, I guess? Gain some life. Pass the turn. Opponent does get to flip their treasure map. Yup. Treasures achieved. Island. And passes. Well, get in with Palaka Worm. Hit our opponent. Chemister's Insight. Play Hinterland Harbor. Play Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent anticipates. Technically, we're a land away from Omniscience. Opponent untaps. Ugh. 1,000-Year Storm. Okay. Opponent passes. Land? Nexus of Fate. Well, I guess we just have to River's Rebuke. Opponent anticipates. Sure. They might as well. They're losing their treasures anyway. Man, this might actually be enough for us to win. Go to combat. Get in. Opponent down to 5. Land. Electrostatic Field. And Pirate's Pillage. Alright. Pings us. Gets some treasure. I guess we could have Nexus of Fate attacked. Maybe that's what we should have done. Gift of Paradise. Gift of Paradise. Nexus of Fate. Go to combat. Attack. And opponent scoops it up. All right, we got there. Outstorm the storm, just barely. Good lord. All right, so in this matchup, go down Gift of Paradise. Go down... Oh, we need all of our counters. Negates Disdainful Strokes. Go down Palaka Worm. Go down, like, a Chemister's Insight. Go down 1 River's Rebuke. And let's go down 1 of each Mana Dork. Alright, on to game 2 against 1,000-Year Storm. And, alright, we'll keep this on the draw. Unfortunately, we can't Llanowar on turn 1, but... Alright, Hinterland Harbor, go. Island for our opponent. And there's a treasure map. Good old treasure map. Well, play Llanowar Elves. Play Memorial. Pass the turn. Opponent starts the scrying. I imagine this deck, for the combo, you probably can't play too many counters. Ooh, missing the land drop. Alright. Well, play an island. Get our ramp on. Island, forest. Man, we're actually getting kind of close to this Omniscience. The treasure map is going to flip, but opponent leaves it on top. Island. Opponent passes. We need a big card draw spell. Well, keep on a ramping. Island, forest. Play a forest. Play Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Alright, we have Omniscience mana. Opponent anticipates. We need some card draw. Opponent gonna flip the treasure map. We do have negate for some defense. There's the mountain. Shocks a Llanowar. Alright, no longer have Omniscience mana. Opponent passes. Play an island. Pass the turn. Opponent anticipates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Steam Vents for our opponent. And passes. Well, Chemister's Insight. Draw a couple cards. Chemister's Insight. Draw a couple cards. Untap. Well, kick a Grow from the Ashes. Forest. Play Hinterland Harbor. Pass the turn. We have so much mana at this point, I think we'd rather Chemister's Insight than play Elfim Druids. Opponent. Drawing cards. Still, until this deck gets a 1,000-Year Storm down, it's kind of just spinning its wheels for the most part. Opponent. Thinking. And passing. Well, Chemister's Insight. Discard Elfim Druid. Chemister's Insight. Discard Elfim Druid. Untap. Llanowar Elves. What's our plan? We still only have 1 counter. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 4, 5. All right, let's keep ramping. Forest, forest. Play the forest. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sack. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, pass the turn. This gives us enough mana that, worst case, if we get desperate, we can negate, sack Memorial to Glory, and negate again if we happen to draw one. We have a lot of counters left in our deck. I mean, we have 5 more counters. 1,000-Year Storm. All right, so we need to negate. Wow, opponent just lets it go. Okay. Do we got to count mana again? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, no. 16? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. I guess we still crack, because we probably draw land. Alright, so crack Memorial. That's enough mana that we could River's Rebuke and Omniscience. Ooh, Nexus of Fate. Untap. Arch of Orazca. Well, play Arch. Do we just go for it? Is there any way we can play around things more? I mean, I guess we can just Overflowing Insight. Yeah, let's Overflowing Insight. Draw 7. Opponent has negate. Well, Nexus of Fate. Wow, another negate. Well, play the Llanowar. Get in with Llanowar. All right. Well, our opponent drew a lot more counters than we did. And now we might be dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess the only good news is it should be hard for them to really go off. They don't have that much mana. Ooh, Niv Mizzet. Okay. Plays a land. Opponent passes. Gaia's Blessing. Well, Arch of Orazca. Chemister's Insight. Well, I mean, I guess we're going for it. Play the Field of Ruin. Omniscience. Opponent only has 1 unknown card. We know they have 1,000-Year Storm. Wow. All right. Well, opponent did a much better job of drawing negates than we did. And that should be game now. All right. Well, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Where's all of our counters? Yeah, now this is just too much card draw. Jeez. A lot of negates being drawn. Opponent pings us down to 18. Pirates Pillage pings us. So many negates. So many cards drawn. At this point, I just don't think anything we do matters. Like, even if we untap, they just drew so many cards that odds of them having a counter are incredibly high. And we lost the Omniscience. Well, I mean, I think we played it fine. I'm just going to chalk it up to unfortunate. Opponent had 3 negates in their top, like, 15. And we only found 1 counter in our top million. Okay. Flood of Recollection. Getting back Pirates Pillage. Pirates Pillage. Pings. Draws, discards. Pings, draws, discards. Shocks. I mean, maybe our opponent's just going to assemble the kill here. All right. Man. Well, that's just unfortunate. Sometimes your opponent draws every single one of their counters, and there's just not a whole lot you can do about it. That's just one of those unfortunate times. Yeah, run it back. Hopefully our opponent less on the counter drawing this turn, this game. Or we draw some dang counters. Where's our negates? Alright, we are on the play. Yeah, alright. This is fine. Forest and Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Steam Vents, untapped. Shock, boo. Boo and hiss. Well, Hinterland Harbor. Get down. Elfim Druid. Pass the turn. Sulfur Falls. Every burn spell in the history of Magic, the Gathering. Memorial, Goo. Opponent. Steam Vents, tapped. Well, Arch of Araska. Pass the turn. Opponent. Steam Vents, tapped. Alright, well, let's Chemist's Insight. Draw a couple cards. Play Arch of Araska. Let's play it safe. Let's just pass. Pass. Leave up our counters. Leave up Chemist's Insight. Sulfur Falls for our opponent. Chemist's Insight. Untap. Play the island. Grow from the ashes. Take an island. Pass the turn. Man, if they have Niv Mizzet, it's pretty bad for us. Because we can't actually counter that. Sulfur Falls. Alright. That can be countered. Whew, thank goodness. Opponent passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, play Hinterland Harbor. Pass the turn. Come on, no Niv Mizzets. Island for our opponent. And passes. Well, let's just Chemist's Insight. Discard Omniscience. Hit a couple lands. And a couple more lands. Hinterland Harbor. Goo. Actually, let's do this now. Actually, no. Let's just pass. Pass the turn. We're not going to have the mana to draw with Arch of Araska anyway. Opponent. Passing. Well, draw some cards. Discard a forest. Ooh. Well, alright. Nexus of Fate is a good one. Chemist's Insight. Just keep drawing. Play a forest. Turn on the City's Blessing. And let's just pass. If our opponent ever taps down, then we can go Nexus of Fate, hopefully win. Radical idea. Also, a radical idea. Opponent untaps. Island. 1,000-Year Storm. Well, let's Disdainful Stroke. This might be our window. Alright, this is definitely our window. Our window to win, hopefully. Counter 1,000-Year Storm. Draw with Chemist's Insight. Discard Elfim Druid. There's Overflowing Insight. That's what we wanted. Okay. Game on. Game on. Play the island. Play Omniscience. And I think it's combo time. Outstorming the Storm deck. So we will Nexus of Fate. Extra turn. Elfim Druid. Overflowing Insight. Draw 7. Nexus of Fate. Extra turn. Nexus of Fate. Wait, is this scoop time? Is this scoop time? Outstorming the storm? We're outstorming the storm! We found the new storm. Sweet! Alright, blue-green ramp. Getting it done. Well, that matchup, in all honesty, it seems like whoever draws the most counters wins. Because our opponent got us in game 2 by drawing all the counters. We got them in game 3, so all about the counters. Alright, budget magic time. Oh my god. We are mulliganing with blue-green ramp. And, alright, we'll try this. This hand's not great. Nexus of Fate, gotta go bottom. Hinterland Harbor, Goo. Llanowar Elves, looking like it's gonna have to wait for turn number 2. Overgrown Tomb for our opponent, tapped. And passes. Well, play Field of Ruin, play Elfim Druid. Pass the turn. Well, now our goal is just to get to this Overflowing Insight as quickly as possible. We do need, Graveyard Marshal. We do need another blue source at some point. River's Rebuke. Well, play Elfim Druid. Play Llanowar Elves. Play Memorial to Glory. Pass the turn. So if we just happen to draw a blue source, we can Overflowing Insight. Worst case, we're probably going to have to Field of Ruin for an island. And hope we draw land. Midnight Reaper. Alright. We also can River's Rebuke at some point. Opponent. Getting in. Hitting us. Yup. Down to 17. That works. 1, 2. 2, 3. Alright, let's Field of Ruin. Blow up a land. Grab an island. Yeah, grab an island. And then root. Go ramping. Forest and island. Pass the turn. Alright, I feel like we're in reasonable shape. We get to draw 7 next turn. And we're still not to the point of being dead on board. And we have River's Rebuke in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll have one blocker back. All right. All right. And then hopefully the draw 7 gets us to where we need to be. All right. Land for our opponent. Goes to combat. Gets in. Hits us. Down to 11. Uh-huh. And passes. All right. Well, let's Overflowing Insight. Draw 7. Play Memorial. Pass the turn. Discard Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we should be able to... We can definitely ramp and River's Rebuke if we need to. Now we're getting to the point where we want Nexus of Fate and Omniscience. Those are our two big ones. Down to 5. Ooh, Underrealm Lich. All right, opponent passes. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, okay, new plan, new plan. I don't know if we just win here, but this should be a good turn. So, play Omniscience. Play Root. Get lands out of our deck. If you would draw a card... Oh. This, like, triple powers our Overflowing Insight. You can't kick... Huh. Alright. Well, I guess we just cast it with Omniscience. Overflowing Insight ourselves. Ramp. Land. Gift of Paradise. Gain some life. Chemister's Insight. With Omniscience. Omniscience number 2. Chemister's Insight. Llanowar Elves. Chemister's Insight. Llanowar Elves. Do we just mill our opponent out? I think we do. We can't quite mill them to 0, but because of this Underrealm Lich, each one of these essentially is 21 cards. So opponent, yeah, this is not a May. So we're going to put our opponent down to like 6 cards. Do it again. Yup. Enjoy your selection process, opponent. And we have a lot of card drawing left over. And then we will just River's Rebuke. Oh, we really turned that Underrealm Lich against our opponent. Pass the turn. Doing it. We're doing it. We're so doing it. Opponent's got 4 cards in their deck. I mean, they have 21 cards in hand, but they only have 6 lands. They shouldn't have any direct damage. Unfortunately, all of our Overflowing Insights... Death Baron. All of our Overflowing Insights are in the graveyard. So we need to find... We need to find first a Gaia's Blessing to shuffle them back in, and then draw into them. Yeah, opponent, gonna do a bit of discarding to hand size. This deck's sweet. Yep. Discard. Keep discarding. Yeah, there's a chance we just win this turn. Memorial. Well, let's Chemister's Insight. Discard a forest. Grow from the ashes. Do we still have lands left in our deck? We have 2. Alright, get rid of the land. I guess you can't kick with Omniscience, apparently. Get a land. Chemister's Insight. Discard the forest. There's Gaia's Blessing. So, Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle back in all of our Overflowing Insights. Yup, Overflowing Insight. Overflowing Insight. Overflowing Insight. Draw land. Draw with Memorial. Well, draw with Memorial. River's Rebuke our opponent. Gaia's Blessing. shuffle back in our last Overflowing Insight. Play Elfin Druid. Play Memorial. Pass the turn. Well, I mean, we have 4 Overflowing Insights left out of 12 cards. So chances of us drawing one are pretty good. Opponent. Lord, yup. I mean, we gotta find one, and then our opponent just dies. We get to draw most of our deck. Chemister's Insight. Well, cast that for free. There it is. Alright. Overflowing Insight, target you, and, game? We gotcha. That was the plan, and the plan worked. Okay. Opponent's playing Golgari Zombies. Oh boy, that was sweet. Oh, that's so sweet. That Underrealm Lich made it way easier to actually kill our opponent. Alright. What do we want in this matchup? Our fog type effects seem reasonable. How do we make room? That's always the big question. How do we actually fit it in? Let's go down to Gift of Paradise. We did see that our opponent's playing Assassin's Trophy. Bring in a Sleep. Maybe we go to just one Nexus of Fate. Oh, we had all of our Nexus of Fates in the bottom of our deck too. Yeah, let's go one Nexus of Fate. Go up a Sleep. Yeah, run it like that. Combo. It's combo time. Ugh. One colorless land. That's not going to work. Alright, well, I guess we keep the all-land hand. Llanowar to the bottom. Swamp for our opponent. Well, gotcha. Our hand is horrible. Fizzle that duress. Vote it. Ugh, more lands. Well, Forest and Llanowar. Pass the turn. Gonna need to find some card draw sooner or later. Swamp for our opponent. Graveyard Marshal. And passes. Well, Hinterland Harbor, go. No attacks. Come on, Chemister's Insight or Ramp is also fine. Opponent. Gets in, hits us. We will take it. Down to 17. Alright, that's Ramp. Hinterland Harbor. Get some lands out of our deck. Ramping is especially helpful in this deck since it kind of has dual purpose. Like, it gives us more lands, which we need to cast our big things, but it also gets lands out of our deck, so our odds of drawing relevant things goes up. Opponent, tap land. What is our opponent's hand? Maybe their hand is equally as bad as ours. This is where we want a draw 7. Well, alright. Ramp. Land. Play Field of Ruin. Yeah, let's keep this going. Blow up the land, grab an island. We just want as many lands. Oh, opponent is on the splash. They have to get a basic swamp. Well, that worked out. Swamp for our opponent. We actually accidentally cut our opponent off of a color. Was not expecting that. Gets in. Come on, card draw. Well, that works. Actually, with duress being a thing, let's just pass and draw. Well, we could draw a ramp, though. Yeah, I guess we draw now. Alright, just a forest. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent's green mana returns. We got the mana. We do have some card draw now. Opponent gets in, hits us. We will take it. Down to 8. Forest. Well, draw. Good God. Alright, play the land, pass the turn. We are kind of flooding out to the max now. We can't have many lands left in our deck, honestly. Swamp for our opponent. Another Graveyard Marshal. Opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess we block. Stay at 8. There's Overflowing Insight. Alright, let's do that. Draw 7. Play Llanowar. Play Llanowar. Play a land. Play Elfin Druid. Pass the turn. Well, we got Omniscience for next turn. We don't necessarily have the win at the moment, but I don't think they can kill us here. Overgrown Tomb. Untap down to 18. Uh-oh. Why does our opponent need their 8th mana untapped? Is there something that kills us that I'm not thinking of? Opponent. Attacks. Well, we will chump and drop to 5. Opponent passes. Grow from the ashes. Well, let's play Omniscience. Play a land. River's Rebuke our opponent. Chemist's Insight. Draw 2. Play Elfim Druid. Play Llanowar Elves. Grow from the ashes. Chemist's Insight. And... yeah, let's just pass. I mean, we're in fine shape. We got an Omniscience down. We're still at 5. We gotta sleep. Opponent plays a land. Alright, sweeps our board. Sure. Graveyard Marshal. Opponent passing. Come on, card draw. Memorial. Well, let's draw with Arch. River's Rebuke. Play Memorial. Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle Overflowing Insight back in. Draw a card. Well, cast Chemist's Insight. I'll get the last land out of our deck. Oh, we're already out. Okay. Out of lands. Well, let's River's Rebuke. And let's just pass. Next turn, we can draw a lot of cards. Graveyard Marshal. This incentivizes our opponent to dump their hand, and then we can sleep. Midnight Reaper, yup. Opponent, passing. Grow from the ashes, that doesn't do anything. So, let's draw with Memorial. There's Overflowing Insight. Draw. Play Memorial. Play Elfim Druid. How many, what do we got? 1? We only have 1 Overflowing Insight in our graveyard? Alright, so Overflowing Insight. Ourselves. Nexus of Fate. Overflowing Insight our opponent. Second Omniscience. And I think we got it! I think we got the combo kill. Second Omniscience just in case they have, and just in case they have a removal spell. Assassin's Trophy. Alright, shuffle back in Gaia's Blessing. 2 Overflowing Insights. Draw nothing. Well, Chemist's Insight. There's the Assassin's Trophy. No lands left. Yup. Nexus of Fate. Chemist's Insight. Nexus of Fate. Palaka Worm. Gain some life. Chemist's Insight. Discard random ramp spell. Play Elfim Druid. Let's draw a couple cards with Chemist's Insight. Discarding a ramp spell. Overflowing Insight our opponent. Overflowing Insight our opponent. Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle back in. Overflowing Insight. Overflowing Insight. Gaia's Blessing. Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle back in. Gaia's Blessing. Overflowing Insight. Overflowing Insight. Our opponent. Yeah. I guess we just, well, we might as well River's Rebuke. Pass the turn. Discard random lands and ramp spells. Untap Overflowing Insight. Well, opponent, draw some cards. Memorial. Sack it. Overflowing Insight, our opponent. Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle back in. Overflowing Insight. Oh my god, our graveyard. Where is it? Overflowing Insight, Overflowing Insight, and Gaia's Blessing. Overflowing Insight, our opponent. And that's game. That's game. That's the combo. That is Simic Ramp. And oh boy, is that spectacular. Whoo! Oh man. Oh man, that was a good one. Whoo! All right. All right. All right. We broke it. So hey, Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some blue-green ramp in standard, and, well, we got blue, we got green, we got ramp. We'll try this. Forest and Llanowar Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent, Watery Grave, tapped, and passes. Well, play Elfim Druid, play Memorial, pass the turn. Opponent, Drowned Catacombs, and Thought Eraser. Alright. Well, it can take Chemist's Insight or a ramp spell. Opponent's probably got 1.5 million counters. Tags Elfim Druid. Mills a Drowned Catacombs. Passes. Well, play the Forest. Draw a couple cards. Get in with Llanowar Elves. Hit our opponent. Down to 19. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And passes. Well, play Hinterland Harbor. Get in with Llanowar. Hit our opponent. And pass the turn. Sulfur Falls. Opponent passes. Well, yeah, let's jumpstart. Discard a forest. Alright. Now, let's Gift of Paradise. Gain some life. Play a forest. Kick a Grow from Ashes. Alright, Island and Island. Yeah, you might as well get in with Llanowar. Not doing anything else. Hit our opponent. Down to 17. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. The question's going to be, can we get our stuff to resolve? Ooh, Palaka Worm. Well, get in with Llanowar Elf. Hit our opponent. Play a forest. And I think we're just going to pass and crack this Memorial. Steam Vents. Tapped. And draw a couple cards. We'd like to find an Arch Varaska. That would be nice. That's repeatable card draw. Well, another Memorial. Well, let's keep ramping. Island and Island. Play a Memorial. Get in with Llanowar. This is also thinning our deck, so sooner or later we are going to draw something. Is our opponent tired of taking one from Llanowar? Alright. Kills our Llanowar. That's fine. Pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. And passes. Come on, Arch of Varaska. That's an Arch. Alright. Play the Arch. Actually, we should probably draw now? Yeah, let's draw one now. Draw a card. In case we hit a ramp spell that we want to cast. That is a ramp spell that we want to cast. Cast the ramp spell. I mean, we're going to draw our big stuff eventually. It's got to happen. Alright, opponent spends a counter. That's pretty fine. We don't really mind our opponent spending a counter on that. Pass the turn. Opponent. Island. And passes. Well, play a forest. Draw a card. Alright, pass the turn. Next turn, we're going to try to actually do something. Next turn, we can at least make our opponent counter 2 spells. Because we can, like, Palaka Worm into Overflowing Insight. Alright, there's a Nicole Bolas. Discard a... I guess Gaia's Blessing for now. Opponent. Passing. I'll draw a couple cards. Untap. Play a forest. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, let's play Palaka Worm. Opponent counters. Well, I guess we just draw 7. Try to get set up for next turn. Alright, pass the turn. Discard Elfim Druid, Grow, and I guess Llanowar Elves. If we can resolve this Omniscience, we should be able to win. And with us being tapped out, our opponent's pretty incentivized to flip Nicole Bolas. Eldest Reborn. Okay. Gonna value leaving up counter spells. Opponent. Gets it. Yup. Down to 19. Opponent passes. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, that's Chemister's Insight. Play Llanowar. Play Memorial. And let's just pass. Alright, opponent. Yep, we have to discard. We'll discard Hinterland Harbor. Watery Grave. Untapped. Interesting. Opponent. Gets it. Yup. Hits us to 15. 3 cards in hand. Alright, there's the transformation. Sure. Opponent's only got 2 mana up. Draws 2 cards. Let's draw with Arch. Untap. Play Omniscience. Resolves. Okay, game on. Let's Rivers Rebuke our opponent. Overflowing Insight. Nexus of Fate. Grow from the Ashes. Last land. How many Overflowing Insight, Overflowing Insight? Alright, let's Overflowing Insight. Cast a second Omniscience. Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle back in. Overflowing Insight, Overflowing Insight, Overflowing Insight. Overflowing Insight our opponent. Overflowing Insight our opponent. Draw a couple cards. Nexus of Fate. And opponent scoops it up. All right, we got there. We waited, we comboed. Thankfully, our opponent scooped. I forgot that we discarded that other Gaia's Blessing. So we almost punished ourselves severely. Yeah. Go down Rivers Rebuke. Go down Palaka Worm. Yeah, that was almost a disaster because we actually couldn't win the game there. Our opponent didn't know that, but yeah, we couldn't win the game. All right, let's run it like that. Bring in all the counters. Well, we dodged a really big bullet. Really, really big one. Thank goodness. We couldn't keep looping our Overflowing Insights because we had discarded that Gaia's Blessing earlier. When we put stuff back in our graveyard, or back in our library, we needed to go Overflowing Insight, second, Sulfur Falls to our opponent. Second, Gaia's Embrace, whatever it is. The shuffle back in card. Elfin Druid. Pass the turn. Opponent. Drowned Catacombs. Ooh, Thief of... Oh, God. Oh, God almighty. That's probably going to be game. I'll play a land. Kick a Grow from the Ashes. We sideboarded out our stuff that's good against Thief of Sanity. Island Forest. Play Elfin Druid. Yep. Our ramping's going well, but Thief of Sanity is brutal. Land for our opponent. Goes to combat. Gets it. Hits us. Yup. Down to 18. Yeah, that's a good sideboard option. Alright, Mills to negate. Well. Kick a Grow from the Ashes. Opponent negates. Play Elfin Druid. Play Arch of Araska. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Tapping, untapping, attacking. More Thief of Sanity hits. Yeah. Well, we're going to have to bring back in our Rivers Rebukes because we can't just keep letting Thief of Sanity hit us. It's generating way too much card advantage for us to keep up. Thought Eraser. Yeah, I think this one's pretty much over. Opponent passes. Well, play Llanowar Elves. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. Our opponent's got to be getting some pretty excellent cards from our deck, too. We have so many big, powerful things. Watery Grave. Untapped. Opponent keeps wanting to cast something, but then realizing they should attack with Thief of Sanity, and doing so. Hits us, 14. The damage isn't the real problem. The real problem is our opponent's now got 3 of our cards in exile. Well, draw a card. Island. Memorial to Glory. Pass the turn. And I mean, sure, get in with Llanowar. I'm feeling like we have no way of winning from here. We just don't really have removal for Thief of Sanity. And our opponent's up to 9 cards in their hand, including a bunch of our really powerful cards. So I'm not sure if there's any actual... I'm not even sure if we should continue playing, honestly. I guess our hope is that our opponent gets greedy, which they are not showing many signs of. Play an island. Pass the turn. So our plan is... I mean, we just got to get lucky. We pass the turn. Opponent casts our Chemist's Insight. Untaps. Dragon Skull Summit. Thought Eraser. Okay. So our plan is to draw a bunch of cards this turn. Our opponent's relatively tapped down on mana. So we're going to draw as many cards as possible on our opponent's end step. And hopefully draw into a combination of things that let us combo off. That's the goal. Opponent gets in. Yeah, Thief of Sanity. Doing its stuff. Oh, they got to have so many of our counters. Hits us. Yeah, I would not be surprised if they have at least 2 of our counters. Llanowar Elves. Well, okay. Let's Chemist's Insight. Draw 2. That's a Nexus of Fate. And a Gaia's Blessing. Arch of Araska. Island. Untap. Forest. Chemist's Insight. We need a counter. We need a counter. Disdainful Stroke is not the right counter. Well, Kick Grow from the Ashes. Wow. Okay, opponent counters. Well, play the land. Take an extra turn. Well, let's see if we can get lucky. Extra turn. Untap. Overflowing Insight. Well, I mean, draw 7. There's a Nexus. Wow. Is there a chance we're going to do this? Nexus of Fate. Play a Forest. Play Llanowar Elves. Go to our extra turn. We draw. Nexus of Fate. That's good. So, Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle back in 2 Overflowing Insights. Man, did our opponent just get greedy and let us win this game? I did not think there was any chance. They hit us every turn with Thief of Sanity. And opponent scopes it up! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. Sure. Wow. Wow! I thought we were quite literally 0% to win that game, but we'll take it. Okay. They hit us 5 times with Thief of Sanity, and we were doing nothing. And they tap out for 1 turn. It's game. It's game. All right. That's blue-green ramp. Whew, sweet. All right. Budget magic time. We are playing some blue-green ramp in Standard, and we'll keep this. I mean, all right. Elfin Druid's good. Elfin Druid's really good. Elfin Druid potentially lets us turn 2 Druid, turn 3 Kick Grow with Ashes, turn 4 River's Rebuke. Glowspore Shaman. Opponent getting their mill on. Oh boy. Underrealm Lich. That's our favorite. That's our favorite. It is so much milling. Opponent passes. Play an island. Play Elfin Druid. Pass the turn. Plaguecrafter's obnoxious here. We know our opponent's drawing a land because they put it back on top of their deck. Opponent untaps. Forest. Midnight Reaper. All right, at least it's not Plaguecrafter. Opponent gets in for 3. Yup. Down to 17. I'll play the Forest. Kick a Grow from Ashes. Island and... I guess Island. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Opponent. Liliana. Takes up. Mills some stuff. Gets in for 6. Yup. Gift of Paradise. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess we just... River's Rebuke our opponent. Play a tap land. Pass the turn. This should buy us time to Overflowing Insight. Glowspore. Does some milling. Yep. Are they going to get back on land? It seems like they have needed lands. Yep. Oh, they found a land. All right. Plays a forest. Replays Midnight Reaper. Well, that bought us a bit of time. Opponent passes. Ooh, Nexus of Fate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's think about this. Let's play Field of Ruin. All right. We're just going to pass. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. Nexus of Fate to get 2 turns in a row. Opponent hits us for 6. Okay. Down to 5. Glow Spore Shaman. Mills some stuff. Woodland Cemetery. And Liliana. Well, that probably can kill our... Alright, opponent just ticks up. Well, here we go. Step 1, Nexus of Fate. 2 turns in a row. Untap. Let's start by drawing 7 cards. Ugh. Play Memorial. I don't know if those 7 cards save us. Whoa! Opponent! Opponent scoops it up? They've had enough? They've had enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I think we would have been okay. We would have chemistered Insight into another Nexus of Fate, and then we would have untapped with all of our mana, and we should have been able to win from there. Whoo! Okay. That was close. This might be a Silent Gravestone matchup. Silent Gravestone. It shuts down our Gaia's Blessing. Maybe we just go like Palaka Worm, sleep. Silent Gravestone. Maybe we just got to do it anyway. How do we make all this fit? Go down Gift of Paradise. We really need the Gaia's Blessing for our combo. Maybe we can't Silent Gravestone. It seems so good against our opponent's deck, though. Alright, no Silent Gravestone. I don't think we can actually do it. Probably have to go down 1 Chemister's Insight and 1 Root. Yeah, let's try it like that. Alright. We'll keep it. We have a sleep to buy us a little bit of time. Overgrown. Uh-oh. Llanowar hand. Stitcher Supplier. That's less scary. Ooh. Elfim Druid's... That was another good draw, just like last game. Elfim Druid into Kick Crow from the Ashes is one of our best starts. Cast down. So our opponent does have some removal. Woodland Cemetery. And Glow Spore Shaman. Mills. Another cast down. Maybe they'll just mill all their removal. Does not get back a land. Gets in with Stitcher's Supplier. We take it. Down to 19. Well, play the Forest. Play Elfim Druid. Hope that we untap with it. Untapping with it would be super good. That just speeds up our ramp so much if we can Kick Crow from the Ashes. Alright, Jade Light. So we're going to untap with our Elfim Druid. Ugh, opponent's draw is looking good too, though. Jade Light hits a land. Opponent attacks. Well, we get to block Stitcher's Supplier. Take 3. Untap. Gaia's Blessing. Play the Forest. Kick Aggro from the Ashes. Get Island and Forest. And pass the turn. Actually, maybe we should Gaia's Blessing. What did our opponent leave on top? Nothing. Gaia's Blessing. Shuffle in Molderhawk, Midnight Reaper, Stitcher Supplier. Alright, pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still a little bit away from Omniscience. Ravenous Chupacabra. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. Alright, opponent gets in. Hits us. Down to 9. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yikes. Well, play the land. Sleep. And now we really have to draw a land. Opponent, Liliana. We need to draw a land for this Palaka Worm. Or something like River's Rebuke. Land or River's Rebuke. I guess another sleep is fine, but those are our options. Untap land, by the way. Llanowar. Well, kick a grow from the ashes. Island, forest. Play Llanowar. I don't know. I don't think we get to untap. Pass the turn. Oh. Huh? Oh, yeah. We're dead. Alright. Alright. Well, close. We get to be on the play for game 3, which is where we want to be. So our opponent's just playing random dorks. Yeah, run it back. We're on the play. They can't really interact with what we're doing once we get to it. If we had got down the Palaka Worm and drawn that land, we might have stabilized in that game. Ugh, alright. Well, we'll keep it. Little bit light on early game ramp. We're probably going to be casting this Gaea's Blessing for no value next turn if we don't draw something. Overgrown Tomb. Untapped. Llanowar. Alright, opponent's getting their ramp on. And passes. Well, play the land. Gaea's Blessing. Draw a card. Pass the turn. Alright. We're piecing it together. Opponent. Glowspore Shaman. Oh, did our opponent keep a landlight hand? They might have. Alright, they have a swamp. And Duresses. Duress is good. Takes our root. Well, let's see what we draw. Opponent passes. I'll play a forest. Grow from ashes. Grab an island. Pass the turn. Opponent. Midnight Reaper. And a tap land. Yep. Opponent. Gets in for 3. Well, we untap. Play Field of Ruin. Kick a grow from the ashes. Island, forest. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Show us what you got. Forest. Liliana. Takes up. Ooh, actually drains us. Hits a Stitcher's Supplier. Plays a Stitcher's Supplier. Okay, opponent. Gets in for 6. Well, we'll take it. Down to 9. 3, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Well, alright, let's think about this. Blow up Memorial. Yeah, blow up Memorial to Folly. Get an island. Play Arch of Araska. River's Rebuke our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent. Stitcher's Supplier. Mills. 3 lands. Molderhawk. Okay. Wow, that was a good draw. Now I think we lose. Wow. Yeah, that Molderhawk draw was massive. That lets our opponent put lethal back together. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought we had the win locked up, but our opponent drew the Molderhawk. Well, that's a good one to draw. Opponent passes. We draw a random land. Well, Overflowing Insight. And we're exactly dead. Man, we had it too. Alright. Well, Molderhawk was a good draw for our opponent. Fair enough. So what do we learn this week about Overflowing Omniscience in Standard? And the deck was actually pretty good. So as far as our video matches, we went 4-1. We beat Golgari, we beat Zombies, we beat a Grixis Control deck, we beat a 1,000-Year Storm deck. Our one loss was to like this graveyardy, really heavy self-mill Golgari deck. Although there were a couple more matches. I played Golgari a million times. We actually played straight up Golgari midrange again, beat it again. So apparently we're good against Golgari midrange. We lost another time to 1,000-Year Storm, played the same opponent twice in a row. So overall, we finished our video matches 4-1, overall 5-2, which is a pretty reasonable record for a really off-the-wall wacky deck. So Overflowing Omniscience, it actually seems oddly competitive. I was a little worried about the lack of removal with just the River's Rebuke, but if we wrap fast enough and we draw enough cards, it doesn't really matter. The deck kind of works, and the infinite combo is definitely unbeatable. Like, every time we got to our combo point of the game, we were able
able to win the game. And a little behind the scenes of the deck, I tried really hard to make the deck work without Nexus of Fate. My thinking was we could just pull off the Overflowing Insight, Gaia's Blessing combo, but I realized Nexus of Fate was the missing piece. You really need to be able to take that extra turn to draw another card, to draw more Overflowing Insights and Gaia's Blessings, and activate your Memorials and your Arch of Araskas and all that. So that was kind of the missing piece. We don't have to be heavily in on the Nexus of Fate plan like a true combo deck. 2 copies is more than enough. 1 copy might actually be enough, because we really only want it primarily in the late game when we're comboing off, and we're going to find it anyway, and then we're going to find it repeatedly, and sometimes drawing multiples is actually annoying when we get down to just like that stage where there's 5 cards left in our deck, and 2 of them are Nexus of Fates. We really want to just draw Overflowing Insights and kill our opponent. I mean, Nexus of Fate is fine, because we just cast it, take an extra turn, hopefully that time we draw Overflowing Insight. If not, it's Nexus, we take another turn. Sooner or later, our deck is going to shuffle us to the Overflowing Insights and Gaia's Blessings. But yeah, I mean, the deck worked, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out. It was really fun. It was more competitive than you'd think, and I don't know what to say. Pretty sweet to see the deck actually working in Standard. So if you like ramping, and you like combo kills, and you like extra turns, and you like Gaia's Blessing, give Overflowing Omniscience a shot, because it worked way, way better than I thought it would, and it was actually pretty fun. So anyway, that's been our budget magic for this week. Overflowing Omniscience for Standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.